Do we still have confidence in the basic recipe for success, which has proved to be so productive over the last 2.5 decades? We've created a single market for goods in Europe. We've created the free movement of people within a very large part of Europe. Mm-hmm. We've created a currency which is an enormous success. Not only is it functioning in the largest economic bloc in the world, it's a major reserve currency. We have done less, I completely agree, in terms of developing a common approach to addressing foreign and security problems, but we've moved some way in this direction. We have accomplished an enormous amount in 2 decades.
No, that is true. Yeah, when it comes to free movement, certainly, yes, but we haven't been able to control all the consequences of free.
No, we are managing the consequences of our success.
We have a completely flawed monetary union, which is actually under deep strain and may fail in 5 days.
Alternatively, we have a country, Greece, which is playing a crappy hand as best it can in the final stages of a negotiation.
All right, let's hear from
I guess we will work this out.
Provided we maintain our self-confidence and provided we believe in what has been a highly successful recipe, we will get through this without, I'm confident.
The trust in the model we have is just the thing that it's no longer convincing to many people.
But did we have a model in the first place?
Yeah.
When listening to you, I was thinking that, yes, we are so used to speaking about this recipe we have and this strategy we have, but I think these are post hoc constructions.
No.
In the first, we didn't have anything. Then something happens, we react, then 20 years later, we think we have a strategy. But it's post hoc.
If I look back at the European Union, I would submit that most of the important steps forward in terms of policy change have come in the context or after crisis. The European Union didn't have a foreign policy of any kind, of any sort, before the war on the Balkans, but afterwards they started to develop. It's still a long way to go, but the crisis situation forced us to do something. It didn't have an energy policy before Russia closed the taps or the pipelines to Ukraine in January 2006. That was the first time. The very week after, the corridors of Brussels, there was only one discussion. We have to cooperate on energy. So I think that crisis situations are important in this very rigid political system.
You know, I come to think that we all have forgotten to cognitively integrate in our thinking that systems can fail. And I just remember that, say, the day before Germany's wall came down, never would have thought so, and then it happened, and it happened much quicker than everybody would think. 3 weeks before the Soviet Union came down, I can perfectly remember that nobody wanted this and everybody would say that this is never ever possible. So I'm a little bit against this, you know, we have such a successful story here. Yeah, and I just wanted to...
What would you want? I mean, what could be a positive change?
Look, if I, in a way, I would like to see a complete shutdown of the system because I'm Hegelian, and to have a new thesis, you need a breakdown of the synthesis. And the only question is whether I can do this peaceful and in a controlled way or not. The problem is I cannot yell this out loudly that I need a systemic breakdown to create something new. But for the new, I have a couple of good ideas, I think. They are all published out. I would love to see the emergence of what I call European Republic rather than United States of Europe. I can make half a dozen arguments why I'd like to inverse the very structure of the European entity, to disintegrate nation states because they are fiction anyway, and to serve on the current movements which are all about what I call Singaporeization, which is small, local, regional cities. Cities are in city networks, yeah? And this is Manchester, London, Vienna, Düsseldorf, all these cities. So I'd like to think about how can I catch these two trends, which is the emancipatory equality European citizens thing, together with the re-regionalization and meta-towns structure.
There's a whole new imagination of what systems can look like. And so my first one, sort of, I guess, comment simply is to caution our our sort of focus, which has also happened in earlier sections, on sort of the political institutions, on states and the ways that we see them. Now, I'm not sure if I'm excited about this, as excited as you are, but I do think that and it brings into a whole other set of questions. What kinds of fissures, what kinds of clashes? I mean, we're used to states and we're used to understanding that set of systems. I'm not sure we're used to or know what to expect.
Utopia, yeah? Utopia is the basics for all concepts, political concepts. You cannot form political entities without utopia. You need to have a utopia, you need to have a narration. This is why Churchill, Roosevelt, Martin Luther King, Kennedy, all these great people, Gandhi, why it worked. Just because they had the cursor where they wanted to bring society to. The thing is not that you need to bring society there, but that you know where to bring society so that you can claim it always as the moral goal. We have lost all functional dream elements of where we should bring our societies to. And we are so happy if we can offer formal democracy. You can always vote, but you have no choice. As long as you vote, everything is fine. We have a democracy, which is bullshitting ourselves. So we don't have government anymore. We only have governance. We provide ownership without quality. But as long as we have ownership and participation, we are happy. See, the US doesn't even have a request for social equality. That's why they cannot do social equality. In Europe, I don't do social equality, but at least I still have the goal that I should do social equality. And only because I have this goal, sometimes you have discussions in Germany about wage increases, right? If it weren't the case, you wouldn't have even that claim capacity. So utopia is an element of political functioning, and that's why I claim that the dreamers are the real realists.